There's always some shit with you, bro.
Good. You try to pick on me because you make the chicken fingers. You want to be in bed.
No, what I
Did we forget we were trying not to curse as much?
did we just cuss? I don't think we
Yeah,
just cussed, did we?
yeah, you like
Hey,
shit.
hey, cool. Did
My
you see
Like,
me
bad.
bite
golly,
my
the
lip?
algorithm gonna catch it
My
immediately.
bad, yo.
Cool. You see me bite my lip? I was like,
This is Brothers Talking Podcast, episode 175. If you don't know, after 175 episodes, who I am the Flush Man. I'm still the fat boy. I'll still call you Broadish, and I'm always your Huckleberry. Holla at me.
And I'm Rel, aka Iceberg Shorty, aka I am the Prince of Poppin'. Shh. And I'm always smoking on that JB pack. JB, where you at?
yo, what it is? It's your boy Jay, Big J to be exact, Mr. I-95. Say what you said, because I'm gonna pull up on you.
Hey yo, what up? This your boy Dre B, aka King Mello. Turn me up in the headphones. I'm ready to pod.
And it's your guy, Cool Mike, aka Dr. Mike, BKA the People's Podiatrist. And we're coming to you as a collective of gentlemen known as the Prophetic Podcast, because we be knowing, and we just some brothers talking.
With your cool ass.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, fellas. Let's go. We locked in.
Wake it up in here, man.
Let's go, man. All
Let's
right,
go.
so I need some information, cool. What's up with this Big U situation? I'm hearing Big U was a manager at Nip, right? So give me some
Okay.
information on that, cool. Let's talk about it.
So yeah, no doubt. In the end, you talking about Big U. He was Nipsey Hussle's former manager, and the news behind it is that he's allegedly Crips gang leader associated with the Rolling 60 Crips. Eugene Henley Jr. is his name. So for industry, he's very music adjacent, and kind of got a lot of ties to that area specifically. So in the end, the report is that, like, that he was basically instrumental in launching Nipsey's career. And Nipsey died in 2019.
Rest in peace, Nip.
Rest in peace, Nip.
Marathon continues.
In the end, they coming after him. They say going back to 2010, he ran an enterprise, operates like mafia-like organizations. They said, amongst other things, that he defrauded famous athletes, including Shaquille O'Neal, former Laker, as well as Draymond Green, by persuading them to donate money to charity and cash that he allegedly pocketed himself. And so that was very telling. There was a part of it where Adrian Broner, the boxer,
AB.
was fixing dice games and taking money from NBA players allegedly, and that Big U, via recordings and calls, could be heard like wanting to get him beaten up because he was kind of frozen out, I guess, of that business allegedly, right? But these are amongst the charges that he's facing at this point. And so definitely a big deal when it comes to, it being music and sports adjacent. And apparently, by the way, because I didn't even tell y'all this, that he has and let me get it straight. Let me just fact check. He has a son that's a linebacker for the LA Chargers in his second season. Big U. So, yeah, man.
I heard that. Also, I believe that he was they said that he probably killed somebody and drug him out, killed him in Las Vegas and drug him out to the desert. That's real mafia type stuff that they have. Yes, a wide receiver that played for, I think, Crenshaw High School, man. It said
How
Big
long
U.
ago was that?
This, yeah,
2021, I
yeah,
believe.
something like that. Not that long ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The one thing I take from all this is when the feds, right?
Oh, yeah,
The
definitely.
feds don't miss.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about from 2010 to 2025, that's 15 years of shit. Like they've been sitting on you, just letting it build up and getting their case together. So I don't think they're gonna
Hey,
miss with Main Man, if
pause that.
anything. What's
Pause
that?
that.
What I say?
Sitting on you, letting it build up.
Oh,
Yeah, that's whoa.
pause.
That was
God,
wild. That
hey,
was wild.
yo.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. My bad. My bad. It's early. My bad. Let me wake up.
That murder goes back the alleged murder goes back to 2021 is correct. So, and they've been apparently a decade before that they've been listening.
Yeah, it's like some retaliation stuff. But like if dog, like whatever, like they catch him out there or they drag him out to Vegas. Like LA and Vegas about what, 3.5, 4 hours away, I guess, if you go down the highway. But did they take him to Vegas and kill him? Or did they just like, yo, I watched Casino last night. Let me go do what I saw in Casino. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. Man.
Federal RICO Act, amongst other things.
So they said they also said he beefing with
Wack,
right?
Yeah, they've been beefing for a long time.
Wack since 2020, since COVID.
And probably before then, I think they go back, a
long time. Yeah.
Wack 100 is games former manager, and also in similar, music. He's did the thing with 6ix9ine and all that. He's currently still does podcast stuff. Been going way back. Like you could probably find a few years worth of material already out there floating on YouTube. But part of the allegations was that Big U also wanted to do something to Wack or get him hurt in these recordings, amongst other things. So
if they watch the mafia movies like they say, why they got so many recordings of y'all talking on these phones? Like that's crazy.
Big U has an Instagram story, short reel that I saw with my own 2 eyes, where he talked about he didn't use the term checking in, but it was a film crew, and he on the street filming himself talking aloud about a film crew needing to check in or get in with him or whatever word he used specifically, and then somebody in the background, because if they don't, you gonna get checked in, like kind of joking and laughing about it. And these are some of the very allegations. They made it sound a lot worse, written down in the daggone, allegations. But you can't. I don't think you can do that legally.
I'm gonna ask you all a question, and while we're on this subject of checking in, right? Do you think white athletes check in when they go to these cities?
No.
I don't think it's athlete. I think it's the entertainment business as a whole, right? I don't think that it's probably more so prevalent in hip hop, and we know the symmetry between sports and music, right? Shaq lived in LA, right? Shaq played for the Lakers for a very long time, in my estimation. Like, I don't know if you just have to check in. But people wanted to be around those type of people. And if you wanted to be around Nip at some point in time, because I think he was Nip manager for like 10 years, right? And then for the last 18 months or something before Nip passed away, rest in peace, Nip, always, marathon continued. Like, what I don't understand is how people want to get out the streets and still be a part of it, right? Like you had a way to not be involved in all that nonsense, and you could have moved it to another level, but you continue to do so. But like being a part of it, and the check-in stuff is like the wildest, corniest stuff ever. And it's just like, oh, you in my city, you gotta check in. Like it felt like it went from a situation where you wanted to show love to somebody because you was around to don't come here unless you tell me you're here. Like,
it's crazy how you think, like, if you go to Detroit, you can't land in Detroit without talking to Trick, right?
But
Houston is you know what I'm saying?
My issue is more, when did it become, what comes up in conversations a lot, and I'm curious, when did this change? Remember when those guys, you never seen them? The guys that you had to check in with, and the guys that were those guys in them spaces was guys you never seen, was guys that would have an issue with you taking a picture of them. Now you got those guys being the guys holding cameras doing this.
Yeah.
Like, when did that change? And it's like, what did you expect to happen when you're, I guess because for 15 years you got comfortable in the space of doing what you've been doing and thinking ain't nobody on you like that. Is it that? But when did it become a thing where as though, and I know this has come up, this ain't the first time this conversation has come up, but it's a thing now where as though those guys who are the guys who are behind the scenes, they didn't want to be in, now they want to be famous too. And you can't be famous and be that guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, Neef, to answer your question, right? I don't think the gang boss or the mob boss or any of that has ever been the same since John Gotti, right? And Hov said it. Fame is the worst drug known to man. So as soon as these gangsters started getting these gang leaders and all these people that was, really making moves in the streets and making things happen, as soon as they got a little bit of fame, they wanted to be in the forefront. They wanted to be like what Suge say, all in the video.
Dancing.
That's what they were looking for. And I just think when you pile that on with, the growth of social media and all that kind of stuff, now, you know what I'm saying? Even the gangsters want to be famous. It's crazy out here. But bro, street life is a joke now, bro. The code is gone. So anybody that's out there in the street, you crazy. Because the street code, street culture, bro, it's a joke now, bro. It's a joke.
I mean, it sounds that way, but you got people like Ja that want to, you know what I'm saying? You got this opportunity, and now you want to go to the streets. Like you could have been the face of the league. We say this, multiple times. You could have been the face of the league and had everything, gifted to you, like LeBron.
And you gotta be more specific. You're talking about Ja Morant. I
said
Ja in my mind immediately with the rule. I'm old.
I don't think you can compare Ja to these guys. Like the conversation we having is a different conversation. Yes, Ja.
What I'm saying, but as in the aspect of, he wants to transition to that hood role.
He just want to seem tough. He don't want to be with the guys we talking about, and these guys are actually out here doing the behind the scene things that, like I said, we never seen pictures of them guys. We never seen the guys who handle the things that this guy's talking about doing and the way this guy talking about moving as far as Big U is guys we never seen before. What Josh trying to do is you're a basketball player, hoop. You get what I'm saying? We talking about guys who, and I think I was just watching WAC 100 and he was talking about Kendrick and the love Kendrick get. And see, the thing is, the guys that was outside in the street protected that kid and told that kid growing up, you don't never want to be on this type of time. You just need to do that. And I don't think Ja had that environment around him, like in that aspect. Whereas though you had old heads that sat back here and told you, no, you can't do this. This ain't for you. And when you grow up hearing that, no, you need to stick to that. And the guys that you respected for what they did and the dream that a Ja might have had of thinking that was the move, those guys would tell him, no, that's not it. You need to go ahead and do this basketball thing and take care of your family and do that. And we're going to make sure you straight moving around. So I think we're talking about two different streets or two different type situations.
Go ahead, cool ass on.
I just wanted to gain some clarity, fact check with the Adrian Broner piece of the story before we really moved on. So he is being accused, Broner himself, Adrian Broner, by the FBI of ripping off NBA players through fixed dice games, apparently reportedly cheated a current NBA All-Star out of $1.5 million, former player out of $5 million in games. And he allegedly teased the dice, whatever that means, back in 2019. And lastly, Henley, or Big U, directed some associates to rough up AB as a part of this whole process too, from a Rolling 60 sample. So
it's only two NBA players. We say NBA players like it's a bunch. It's two. It was like 1.5 for one of them and 4 million for the other. I thought it was like 5.5, right? It was a 6.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Newsweek said 5 and 1.5.
Yeah,
hey,
but 6.5. It's crazy.
We gotta add to that tally though, because I know I witnessed with my own eyes a video of Adrian Broner talking about how in one day he beat John Wall for $3 million. And it was a combination of cards and dice games, all day long. But
is that why John Wall hair look like that now?
Could John Wall be the one that's for the 5?
It's crazy. John Wall, like, he's 75 years old right now, dog.
He look bad on NBA TV.
Really bad.
But now I think that's an interesting thing too, because first off, you got to be first of all, the fall from grace for Adrian Broner, whereas though you went from being at one point almost a future. They won for a second.
It was like 3 fights, bro. No, that was like 3 fights.
Well, where he was considered to be.
Yeah, until he ran into that buzzsaw named Marcus Madonna.
Yeah, that
tore
shit was
him
terrible.
Out the frame.
But the fall from grace is crazy. And then the thing too, like, as an NBA player, you don't ever want nobody to associate your name with that situation, right? You don't want to be you don't ever want that to
That's
come out
why
that
they
you were the
haven't
guy that
been
lost
named.
that bread.
Right? That's why they haven't been named. Let it be Draymond. Rudy Gobert gonna punch him right in his mitt.
Nah, Rudy Gobert. No, that's like the Biggie shit with the whole the whole story to tell shit, and it was like it was a Knicks player, and then John Starks was like, I ain't 6'5". Everybody, I'm 6'2". Everybody know I'm 6'2". I don't even think as an NBA player you ever want that to come out. Whoever he got for that money, you don't ever want nobody to know that happened to you though.
Yeah, that's crazy. 1.5 and what was the other one? 5 million?
Something like that. Yeah.
Shout out to AB. Hey, I just want to know where he got the dice from. You know, not that I.
How long do it take? How long? Yeah. How long do you not get suspicious? Like,
right.
How long
That's
was that game?
That's a lot of money, yo.
How long was that game?
Right. It's like $1 million rolls? Like what we talking about?
That should have had look, I lose that kind of money. I would have been like Eddie Murphy on Life. Whatever bitch I come here and start choking. Where that waitress at? Yeah, we gonna see about this. I ain't losing that bread. Fuck that.
Nah, from what I was hearing, from what I heard in the video that I saw with Adrian Broner, he was talking about, when you're around people with that type of money, it's nothing for the game to be 250,000, $500,000, a hand in a card game and stuff like that. So I mean, if you putting that type of money on the table, then I mean, 1.5 and 5 million, rack up kind of quick when you
think Broner had that kind of bread at any point?
Yes.
Broner, yeah.
Definitely.
Between those 3 fights.
No, I'm just saying by the time he got to the point where he felt like he was going to have to go about this to get his bread up, you think he had the 2,000? He had to have the 200,000 to cover it, but.
Well, if you look at what he did, in the ring, what he made in the ring, plus, what I'm saying, take what Forbes figured to figure more because they forgot to figure what I did with the Raw, allegedly. Then I think he got 250,000.
Okay, Dre dropping some. Y'all hear what Dre said? I heard what he said, and I think I know exactly what the fuck you talking about. Yeah, man, that's wild though, man. Taking that kind of loss, no ever,
One more piece to that story too is that I also saw a video where Charleston White was saying that this whole thing started because somebody came at him and he called the FBI.
Yep.
So, he might be the king of controversial comments. Juice might got some competition on that one. But I did watch a video where he said, somebody threatened him online, had some stacks on his head, and Charleston White called the FBI, and that led to, the events that spiraled into this RICO case.
One of the guys, to clarify, is a guy named Brick Baby. I don't know what he
That's
is.
who it was. That's exactly who it was.
He's appeared on Adam 22's podcast for a while, also associated with this, the Crips or whatever, and also Rolling 60s, and also caught up in the RICO. He put money on his head and said he had a dime or something for Charleston White. That really happened, before. Yeah. And Charleston White, that video, I'm sure, because I saw that back then too, where he said, "I'm gonna call on you." Or, he had on
the hat that said police. He had on the badge that said special police. He like, they gave me this. I get all the benefits and none of the check. It's all good. I told him I'm telling him. He said we called the county and reported you, and then we called the FBI. Stupid. I told you I was going to tell.
I've never watched the Charleston White video.
Yeah, I was on my algorithm this week, and I watched it because I thought he looked crazy. But he definitely got on the goddamn cop badge with a police hat to say "special detective" on it, and everything. So they even gave me a uniform. I already got all the guns. All I needed was a badge.
That's what's crazy because somebody just spoke on just how. And I think we talked about this the last couple of weeks. Just like that kind of character, like when you say stuff and you come across a certain way. And then the repercussions of it, and he don't really got to live in the repercussions of it because he could just tell, or he could just be that way with it. So he can say the wild stuff that normally that get you punched in the mouth, that get you to the point where those bulls is looking for you, and then I can hide behind the cops so I can it's so nasty.
Yeah, but like Dre said, he's a controversial figure, so that's what they get paid for. That's what academics gets paid for. That's what Charlemagne gets paid for.
But see, do you put them in the same class as him? Because I don't.
I do, 100%. The difference is one of them is on FCC airwaves and the other one isn't. That's the only difference.
It's Charleston White and what he says, and
there's no difference for me.
Okay.
Not one.
I haven't listened to him to know. So
yeah. And it's not even that. It's not, to me. It ain't deep at all. Charleston White is a troll in a true sense, and it works really, really well. He's more like Donald Trump like troll situation. So here's the catch, though. He told you what it is since he came out. He said, I'm a civilian. Y'all ain't tough. I'm a civilian. I'm going to tell on you since he came out. He ain't saying pull up on me, run up on me, I'm going to run up on you, and it's going to be whatever, and we're going to cut the cameras off. He ain't saying that. He said, you run up on me, I'm going to tell. Like, so why
he's always honest with how he is. Why would
you go on Instagram and be like, I got a stack on your head? Why would you do that? If somebody tell you, they're going to tell.
Okay, I can respect. I mean, I guess I can't respect it, but I see what you're saying.
But like if God forbid, but if somebody, let me make it personal, right? If something happened to a loved one of mine recently, we had to call the police, had to go to the police station, had to look for a report, right? There's situations attached to that. If somebody puts 10 stacks on my head on Instagram, I will call the FBI. Me.
You got shit to do tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
And dying isn't what I want to do tomorrow. It's not on my list.
Ducking niggas around every corner ain't part of what I want to do.
And it turned into some of that. That's wild.
If you are smart and you are in the streets, leave Charleston White alone. Just leave that man alone.
Leave the streets alone. I'm glad we talking about that because I could definitely segue into another point. Like, get well soon, Sauce Walker, and rest in peace to his artists. Like the day before, they like, oh, I got these stacks of money and doing this, and we gonna be here. Why are you announcing that? People out here is hungry, starving in the streets, and you are easy mark. You're the easiest mark in town.
And you're out of town, like
right? No, I let you know exactly where they're gonna be at.
I mean, in your town, like I'm in your town. I'm the easiest mark.
And look at all this money I got.
In his own city. You're in Memphis, like you just seen. They came and got old boy at the cookie shop. And whatnot.
It just happened, right? Like it ain't that long ago.
Right after that, they got Big George, Yo Gotti's brother. Right after that, they almost took his mother out. They don't care. They went after Gotti at Privé. Like, if you're not realizing, dudes in this city are hungry. They don't care if it's
dudes in every city. Dudes in every city is hungry.
I'm just saying,
we were just talking about downtown Newport News last week.
You're right about that. But I'm saying, in this city right now, it's hot. It's the only thing.
Jay, I live. Philly is hot. Camden is hot. Like it's hot everywhere.
I don't understand why the Chief Keef playbook ain't like a thing that everybody does. Like, oh, y'all really trying to kill me? Bye.
Right.
Get low. Just the Chief Keef playbook. You know
what is Memphis really known for? Dying. You lost Martin Luther King. You lost Yo Gotti. You lost all these people. Right? Like, literally. Like, oh, I'm going to go to the Lorraine Hotel to see where MLK died at. You, like, what you going at? What you going at? What you want to go to Gatlinburg? You want to go to Dolly World? I want to drive down Elvis Presley Boulevard? No. I'm staying the fuck out of Tennessee and Memphis, to be exact. For what? These niggas robbing shoes. They robbing trains. They robbing FedExes.
But see, the twist is
Nike want to move. That's real shit. Nike want to move. Literally.
If you just doing it, going in to do your show and getting out of there, cool. That's not enough for these guys. These guys got to be seen.
Skipping that show, Fludge.
Huh?
I don't want to go.
You say skipping that show.
Give him that money back.
Well, the boy who is his artist is from Memphis.
The one who died?
He's from Memphis, and the guys
I didn't know that. That's even worse.
They said, listen, they said Sauce Walker. They walked up on Sauce Walker, was about to finish him till they recognized who he was, and that's the reason why he alive. The issue was with his artist.
Oh, I ain't hear that.
Yeah, I just seen that this morning.
Oh shit! Like,
right. Yeah, like
that. That's not. It's not. I'm not.
But we talking about. I'm just saying we talking about the whole. You talk about what happened in Memphis. What happened in Cali? What happened to what's the main man name from New York who was in Cali and showed where he was at and he ran up in his Airbnb.
Biggie Smalls.
Right, like it's
No,
everywhere.
motherfucker, you talking about goddamn Pop.
Pop Smoke,
That
what you
nigga
say?
talk. He was like, right.
No, my bad. I thought you was with me. I thought I had to, I didn't have to think about your answer. I'm like, he got me. But yeah, like sauces,
No,
man.
Pop Smoke. Rest in
Pop
peace, Pop
Smoke.
Smoke.
You know
Rest in
what I'm
peace,
saying?
Biggie
It's
Smalls.
everywhere, bro. Every time I look at my phone and ABC News pop up, it's 15-year-olds out here killing each other. It's 15-year-olds getting killed on the bus in Philly.
Yo, but
Everybody's wilding. Everybody.
If I'm a music executive or I'm running a company, I'm not signing nobody from Memphis. Like, because I mean, you might, because that, if you got that life insurance policy on them, exactly. See, you got that, then yeah, I'm gonna make, that's a new chain for me. My son's daycare money. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. No, I'm not. If we ride on tour, we got the brothers talking shit tour. They're like, next stop Memphis. Y'all get off that bus if you want to. And I got the most guns out of anybody in this group.
No. We're gonna do the show. And we're gonna do the show, and we're gonna get our ass back on the bus.
I'm doing
go
the
to the next city.
Coming out.
Then listen, we'll drop your ass off outside of.
Does the bus door attach to the venue so I can step out of the exit onto the bus? I don't need no barbecue.
I'm a firm believer in my energy. I never go through nothing. I know boys in Philly who from North, like you can tell a boy from North, yo, it's a party, it's free, it's 10 to 1, women to men. Oh yeah, we out. Where's that? South Philly? Oh no, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? And people be scared to go in certain parts of the city because of that. I'm a firm believer in anywhere I be at, I'm always very aware. I'm not nonchalant at all, but I believe I bring energy that I never go through controversy like that. So whenever I go places, I feel like my energy is right, whereas though I don't go through the motions. What's wrong, Cool?
You don't understand it. It's not your energy. It's their energy because they know Flush is on the podcast, and I want
because I'm not.
I heard something he said. He like Lil Baby. I hate Lil Baby.
I'm 42 years old. I'm not making no announcement. I don't need to be outside of Memphis.
That's not what he said. He talking about on a tour, podcast tour, yo. We're famous when we're doing stuff. You are making the announcement, right? Like, you're 100% making the announcement.
We have security. And I'm back on the bus. I'm cool. I'm here for the check.
I'm coming out like 50 Cent and Give Rich Die Trying, bulletproof. I might even have a bulletproof durag. I'm coming out. Mr. I-95, see you later. Yeah.
Somebody from Baltimore living in Florida talking about Memphis. Terrible.
I got folks out there, man. He tell me all the time, like,
Memphis people still listen. I hope y'all just keep listening to it. Keep rocking.
Stay positive. Stay positive. Keep your head down. All right, Iceberg, let's tap into this. Let's tap into this Ye situation. When keeping it real goes wrong. Let's go.
I wore this shirt for a reason, right? Because I miss the old Kanye, right? Mm-hmm. I'm normally on Twitter for one thing and one thing only, and that's the advancement of the digital currency XRP from the company Ripple. Yes, that was a shameless plug. If you don't have any Ripple, you should get some. If you have some Ripple, you should get some more. Excuse me. If you have some XRP, you should get some more. If you have none, you should buy some. But in my Twitter travels or X, whatever you want to call it, same thing. I follow Kanye West, affectionately known as Ye, and he crashed out this week like I ain't never seen, right? Because he always is like hyperbolic with the things that he says, but this week he got on Twitter and talked about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kid and used the R word. Right? Like he said nobody's seen their kids because they are the R word. And I was like, ugh. Like it hurt my stomach. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Right? I've heard him crash out about Kim and the Kardashians and all that family. But to say that about somebody who literally was responsible for you being around to some extent, right? Whether it was Jay and Dame or a combination of 60-40, 50-50, 75-25, no matter what, right? One of the best albums ever, Watch the Throne. Y'all on it together, right? One of the best songs ever, Big Brother. You're talking about Jay-Z. But to get up there and say that about them and then take it down and then talk about, I know Jay-Z riding around right now because, you know what I'm saying, riding around want to kill me and I ain't afraid of none of your goons. It's like a lot of stuff that you're doing and saying. And that he's been on this run because prior to right after the election, he was on and he got off a week, but now he's just on it, right? Like I just right before we hit record today, he was talking about he been going at Kendrick, right? Talking about coming to King. He called him Kendrick Bin Laden, right? There's literally a mashed up picture of Bin Laden and Kendrick Lamar on Twitter right now. The swastika shirts. He has a swastika pendant, right? Like it's literally as a gold diamond chain. It's a swastika. He's saying that's gonna be the cover of his new album. Like he just put an album out this weekend, and I ain't promoting it, but I ain't listened to it. But I just like what are you doing? Right? He was crashing out on Cardi all week, right? Like it feels like he's just starving and dying to be relevant in the music industry. And I tell you, my brother Flush, no, like I was the biggest Kanye fan before anybody and loved everything he was doing. And I loved him as an artist and in the production and the raps, even though people was writing for him, you just appreciated what he stood for. And he's been spiraling out of control since his mother passed. And my biggest fear is one day we're gonna come on this podcast and say, damn, somebody should have helped him. Or RIP Kanye. For whatever reason, whether that's self-inflicted, you know what I'm saying, self-transition, or saying the wrong thing to the wrong people and somebody having a very bad day. Hell, people wiping their ass on Teslas right now that people own. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, you're not untouchable. Trust me, they're not just doing stuff at Tesla dealerships. They just seeing Teslas and vandalizing people's cars. Like, it's crazy. Do something to my Tesla, we're going to have a lot of smoke in the city. Lots of smoke.
I'm about to put Kanye as King Broadish right now. Definitely. Yeah. I remember there's certain things in your life that you can sit back here and remember. As far for me personally, let me not speak for anybody else, but I can remember buying certain albums. I can remember when I first bought College Dropout. I was with Iceberg. Went to Best Buy and went and grabbed it. I remember that. I remember he was on Kanye before, like the Kanye, let's keep it a buck. You had to be like the hard niggas who listen to hardcore shit wasn't fucking with that Kanye shit at first. That shit was too
backpack.
Yeah, it was too backpackish. So we was on it early. He was on it before me, but we was on it early. And I remember that. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I'll like erase some out of my like all the stuff that I liked before the first.
Oh, he about Serato, yes, isn't it?
He's not going to, but the new stuff, I definitely feel like I'm cool off of. I don't want to hear. I don't want no parts of the stuff that I got to come across. I will, but for the sake of potting, but it's not something I run to and look. It's almost like, to me, watching him is like watching the Kobe. Like, I don't watch plane crashes and stuff. Like, them plane crashes that happen, I haven't seen those videos. If I come across it, cool, but it's not something I'm going to go search. I'm not going to go search Kanye. But for him to come at Hove like that, I always say, you can't come, like, you can't battle me after you done showed me so much love on the track. It's almost on that. It's to that thing with him. Like you act like he got it. Like how can you be that way when you express these feelings towards him? Yeah. And it's not even you going at his child. Like,
Children, you're going at twins. You're talking about the twins,
right? Well, they said that I've heard that the daughters, nobody's really seen the son. What I heard, I heard the daughter. She be out with Hov. She was at Hov at the Super Bowl. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Nobody's really seen the son. Here we go to that. Things you just don't do as men. That's
talking about Blue Ivy though, right?
No, the twins. No, he's talking about the twins. Rumi and Sir.
The youngest daughter's been out. Nobody's seen Sir like that, I think.
Right.
But to me, it's just a thing where as though these one of them things like, somebody should be looking for you because you've overstepped the boundary. That's just like, no, that's not okay.
That's definitely. It's to me, it's almost as if even if it was a stranger's kids, right? The fact is, like, that's way out of bounds for whatever adult did, whatever, or didn't do whatever for you or against you, right? If the world, and really we're just talking about adults at that point. In other words, them kids ain't do nothing to you.
Innocent,
like,
bro.
Kids might not even be out of bounds when you talk about like 14-year-olds. It was like a story of 14-year-olds armed robbing or carjacking some people in the county recently, right? That ain't what we're talking about. We talking about the true innocence of children. And so they ain't do nothing to you. That's not your story to tell. You're not their parent or provider or caregiver. If somebody said that about your kids, you be ready to crash out in real life. right? And so nobody say that because kid, that's way out of bounds. And I don't think it's no whole lot of coming back from that. And it's wild that he's done some really remarkably wild things throughout the years, and especially more recently. And for me, that part was so like caustic and just in the dirt that that's a tough one to even come back from on a lot of different fronts.
There's no apology or drug that you could take that you and I are going to ever be okay, right? Like none of that. Like he said, having R-word kids is a choice. Like
that's wild.
Dog, you know what I'm saying? Dog.
And what stick out? I'm gonna let you go, Dre. What stick out though? What stick out is he gets upset with Kim. Like when it comes to his, he's a contradiction. That's the craziest because when it comes to your kids and all these different things, I don't play about my family. But what makes it okay for you to play with somebody else's? Go ahead, Dre.
My take on Kanye West right now is extremely short. And I told him when this came up in the chat, I wish somebody would find the biggest tranquilizer gun they can find and shoot Kanye so we can all have a productive week. Okay? I'm sick of Kanye and the Twitter rants and give that man some medication so he can stop. Bro, this is really like watching a plane fall out the sky. Every single time we talk about Kanye West, it feels like his elevation in our society, never mind in the industry, in our society, just falls further and further south. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying no Kanye West music, right? He's not getting no streams. The only way I'm listening to Kanye West album is if y'all tell me I need to listen to it for this pod. I'm not listening. I'm done with Kanye. Like, I'm done with him. It's over with. Stick a fork in it.
The respect is definitely, he's fallen from grace as far as you rooted for him in the beginning. You rooted for him because of what he'd been through in his story. You rooted for him. And now it's like, it's terrible.
Is trash.
Yeah.
And the music has been trash.
That part. I wouldn't know though.
It's sad. It's real sad though, to watch where you were at, what you've been through, as you said, Flush, and now just to see what you're doing to get attention and knowing that you have this talent to make great music if you wanted to, but you don't want to. You want to go there and make ridiculous statements.
He got a talent to make great everything. I don't know if he's made anything ungreat. That's part of the problem. Like, right. I even get the naked wife part. I'm not agreeing with it, but I get it. Like, you want her trending and you ain't had to go to the Grammys and now she's trending for however many days afterwards, and whatever you want to sell it. Okay. She's, she was in agreement in that moment, but like, there's no, what is the link in the bio part to calling the kids R-word? I ain't buying that. I ain't buying it.
And know what? That's true. That's a good point. Cool. Cause like he is great at so many different things. And there's so many things that he's given us that we enjoy. And it's like, dog, why is this how you moving? Why is this the move? Like, why is this like it, man? And I don't know who's around him. And maybe you just can't, maybe no matter who's, he might be that guy who, if you do tell him the truth, he's going to move you or get you out of there. Right. He might be that guy who just, he don't want to hear the truth, and it's sad, man. It's sad to see, definitely, like, but this is my twist, though. Like, you got to live in that space, like, and that's what I'm bothered by. Like, even with the Charleston White thing a little bit, it'd be like, when you say stuff, and then it'd be like I said, I'm from a place where you can get punched in your mouth for something you say. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, you say these things that really somebody should put their hands and feet on you for. And it's like, it's not going to happen. And it's like, and you can hide behind that. But if you was outside, you the same guy who they had to come when you was sitting up in the restaurant waiting because they was about to rob you when you left out that joint. And people had to come make sure you was straight in that situation. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even that guy to be saying these things out your mouth about people. Like, somebody need to really punch a boy in his mitt. They're serious.
So let me ask you this, Flush. While you saying that, if you're Jay and you heard these statements, what are you doing?
I'm keeping it. We got things to do tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Like his day gonna come as far as all that anyway. We just got through this whole situation with the main man talking about like the lawyer and all that. We got eyes on us anyway, and we're not even moving that. what's going to happen to him is going to happen to him. We not even putting nobody on him. You know what I'm saying? He killing himself. He killing himself slowly. If you asking me, we in a good place. It's nutty. You know, like end of the day, like bro said, there's nothing you can say.
You can't talk to nobody like that.
Let's be real though. If you're Jay, I mean, you really don't pay it no mind. I mean, that's what Tata's for.
That's what the lawyer's for. Let's tap into that Billy. Let's lower that account that you went around here keep talking about you got all this money. Let's take some of that bread from you because you stand on that. That's what you stand on. That's your man. Oh, I'm worth this. I'm worth more than everybody. Well, let's take some of that. Give me that now. Tap them pockets. And you know Jay. Listen, you know the way Jay moved. Jay can stop. Jay stopped. What was the Cristal? Jay stopped movements when he's back here saying, "Oh, we ain't doing that." He stopped throwback jerseys. Like, don't get Jay to talk. You better hope Jay stay where he at.
We say I'm 30 plus.
Jay get to talk. You
I
see
do
the
need a
lawyer
whole
just
song. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I need a whole song. Like let me get something in the lab.
The lawyer just dropped. The lawyer that he's suing just dropped like 14 cases on the Puff situation, right?
Oh yeah, Busby.
Right, like, oh, listen, I don't think that's one of them dudes whose name you don't want to say. Now you messing with his wife and his kids and all that too.
A whole verse, like,
Hope one destroy you.
I need the diss record though.
I do say I need an Ice Cube no Vaseline diss record.
He ain't gotta give him that. He ain't gotta give man. Listen.
I need the 2025 God did. I need that.
Man,
I need that.
I don't think do not buck up that tree. That tree will do what?
Fall on you.
I don't know why your advisors ain't forewarn you. Please, not Jay. He's not for play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, talk about crashing out, man. What's going on with this Breakfast Club situation? Yeah. I know, Iceberg, you got to tap in. I ain't gonna hold you. They was smart to take it to the actual show though. I ain't even gonna hold you. Go ahead, tell us more about this Jess Hilarious situation, Iceberg.
Yeah, so early in the week, Jess Hilarious got on IG Live and started addressing the issues that she had with the Breakfast Club, basically crashing out them. So Jess Hilarious came to the Breakfast Club, signed an agreement. A few months later, she was pregnant, and then she went away for maternity leave, and she brought on, and I think it was her suggestion, as she's so eloquently said and let the world know, that she's the reason that the young lady, Lauren LaRosa, got on the show to replace her while she was on maternity leave. And once Lauren LaRosa got on there, Lauren LaRosa became popular and everybody liked what she did. And when Jess came back, I think the heads at iHeart or the producers at the Breakfast Club at Hot 97 basically said, well, how about we make both of them up here, right? And just get the best of both worlds. And Jess's biggest thing was that Lauren LaRosa started doing Jess with the Mess, which was basically her segment where she talked about, you know what I'm saying, whatever was going on in pop culture. And then they brought it to the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne played like he did. Envy took his Envy stand where, you know what I'm saying, he basically played Switzerland. And you just had these two women going back and forth, like, you know what I'm saying, doing like this, cat fighting, but it was like ultra passive aggressive, like to the best of them. Laura LaRosa at the end said, "You my talent," which I thought was like drop the mic bar. Yeah, so she's a producer on the show, and she's like, "Why wouldn't I want to do this? You're my talent." So I like that. That was the tough thing for me. But shout out to Jess, because Jess from Baltimore, so I'm gonna always show love there. But that shit was corny. So at the end of the day, I think that they were just doing stuff for ratings. Because for me, the Breakfast Club been over. That shit been over. They just don't know it yet.
Shit. And so. Go ahead, Dre.
So I'm just gonna say, you know, if we're gonna go down the road, right, of trying to find fault and what happened in that situation, I'm gonna tell you whose fault it was. It was the producer's fault, right? Jess went out on leave. They found, you know, some chemistry there that they felt was working, right? She comes back, and instead of having a conversation with her to say, "Hey, look, Lauren's not taking your place, but we think she brings chemistry to the show, so we're gonna add her in," right? Instead of doing that, they took the messy route. And they just started sliding her into Jess's segment. And why did they do it? They did it for the exact reasons we talking about, so that we could get an on-air cat fight between these two women. It was to me, it was a premeditated move by the executives to get some attention back on the show. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
I agree.
And I don't blame Jess for crashing out neither. Because if I let you sit in for me and I come back and you got your feet all up on my desk, I'm gonna crash out too.
All right, but Dre, first of all, I'm surprised you didn't hit him with the "I got your number" situation because they got each other's numbers. So if it's really an issue, why is the first thought to take it to social media to speak about
ratings?
So from what I
Right.
understand, right? So if you listen to the back and forth, Jess said she brought it up in meetings. She brought it up, and people just kind of act like, "Oh, Jess, like, what are you talking about? We don't know what's going on." Well, what do you mean she's in your segment? So she tried to go the route of talking about it, and they didn't, give her the answer she was looking for, and so she spazzed out. You know what I'm saying? She went straight West Baltimore on Instagram. What do you expect from her? You know what I'm saying? But I just think that this was what the producers wanted. They wanted a crash out. They wanted an on-air cat fight to bring more attention to the show. When the last time you listened to The Breakfast Club?
You're right about that. Let me ask you this: could it be Jess was there and Jess did okay, and then we brought the young lady on and she killed it, and we promised this to Jess, and we just don't want to let Jess go.
You take promise. We're talking about contracts.
Oh, whatever.
And,
Well,
and you
that's what I'm
can't
saying.
fire somebody for going out on pregnancy. It'll
Right,
be
so I'm just
goddamn
saying,
on
okay, so but at the end of the day,
the Jess Hilarious Club.
if she came in and she killed it, the whole fact of the matter is she better than you.
That's true. That's
So if
100% true.
if she wasn't better than you, if she underproduced, if she wasn't given as much as Jess gave, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Jess would have came back and she would have went about her business. But the fact of the matter is, no matter who put her there, she killed it there, and she did better than what Jess was doing. From multiple sources, I haven't listened, but that's what I hear. So end of the day, on the real, we just gave you your spot back because we got to. You know what I'm saying? Or if it was up to us, Shorty would be there and you would be wilding out. Wilding. That's what you would be doing. And that's just it. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, Jess been there for a minute ever since Angela Yee left the place.
I don't know who Angela Yee is.
Did
she come after Angela Yee?
I said it on purpose. That's how Webby said it. You know what I'm saying?
When Webby was reading it, he called her Angela Gee. Charlotte the Gay.
That's another episode I didn't see. Go ahead, Jay.
Thanks somebody for tuning in. But you know what I mean? Like, shout out to Jess, right? My spot is my spot, right? That is.
Says who?
Says the contract.
Right. Exactly.
Says the contract. Like,
no. The contract said you got to be there. Your spot ain't your spot because Shorty took over the shit and they gave it back to you yet.
Like you can't do that. You can't get rid of me because I got.
They did get rid of her. They just gave Shorty more leeway and scooted you to the side.
Yeah, but
that's the problem. That's the problem. That's literally the problem.
So the contract says you're guaranteed this amount of.
You're guaranteed to have a job. You can't lose a job for going out on pregnancy.
Right, but you have.
But that's only contractually for the company. You lost your job in the eye of the public because you're not as good as Lauren LaRosa. So those two things are at odds. You can't lose your job because it's illegal, right? But you can lose favor with the crowd, and as a corporation, that's what they're trying to fight with. That's the battle.
It's obvious that they favor her.
And who favors her?
Whether it's the company?
No. The audience favors her. I think that's the part you're missing. The audience favors her.
And because the audience favors her,
the company
us as a company,
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But what you say is the audience favors her for doing Jess's segment.
For doing it better.
True.
So, but you got to think, she was, if my information is correct, she was producing Jess's segment anyway. She was the producer for Jess with the Mess because, if I'm not mistaken, Lauren LaRosa is an actual journalist.
Correct.
Like that's what she does.
Yes.
So why would I not expect the journalist to do better than the comedian?
Yeah, they already said Jess can't read.
And let's start with this whole because Jess' whole approach to this was crazy. Like, oh yeah, I put her there. Stop trying to pump yourself up and make it seem like you made it so. Because at the end of the day, you can suggest all day. They got to sit back here and say, as the company, what's okay and what's not okay. Oh, I tell her she beautiful. Like, you trying to boost, like, in the midst of this, you just trying to make it seem like you stop it, Shorty. Stop it. You trying to play this role like you just was all behind her. The fact of the matter is, if the situation is, if you the one who put her there, if you the one who suggested her, that's your fault. If I'm gonna put a better cook in my slot and then get mad because the cook cooked better than me, who should be salty here? If you suggested her, you just look more stupid than them actually picking her. If they picked her naturally themselves, it looks way better than me saying, "Oh, yeah, y'all should use her," and then she kill it to the point that when I come back, it ain't me no more. So let me ask y'all something: if a quarterback gets hurt, do the quarterback get his job back? If the backup goes 7-0?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you
So
really
Joe Montana had
one.
got his job back with after Steve Young.
You forgetting I'm a Patriots fan.
Right.
Did Drew Bledsoe
Exactly.
step?
Okay. So
He
Drew had got
did.
his spot
The
back.
AFC Championship game when what's they got hurt, but he stepped right off for the Super Bowl. He did.
Look, we going with the high hand, baby.
I said,
You
yeah.
good,
Unless if you play with the Cowboys, you get your spot back. But the other team, no.
True indeed. True indeed.
Yeah, and shout out to Corey Holcomb because he called her less hilarious. That is
Yeah,
fun.
Corey is wow.
Corey been calling Jess less hilarious for years.
A
Man,
long
I don't know how
time.
long
Less
Jess been out,
hilarious is hilarious.
but yeah, he's
I don't
hilarious.
think she's that funny.
He
No, I'm talking
kind
about
of
the
made
name.
that go viral a bit. He
Yeah.
sparked that a bit from his show, and I watch it often because he talked about. See, I told you, like, telling her, telling that situation. And so she did pretty much. It was a pretty epic crash out.
Where does that Corey Holcomb beef come from, though? Like, why is he like?
This what happened. I know specifically.
Oh shit!
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So Jess Hilarious' oldest son, there was a picture, and I don't even know if you can find it anymore. With Jess Hilarious, you know how people take those "I'm naked with my family" or photos. She was naked, and the son was naked, like laying on top of her, right?
How old was his son?
He was like a toddler age.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But it really wasn't okay if you looked at it, in my opinion. I'm just saying me. It was like, don't pose my son like that. Like it never. And
Yeah, we know.
I got a specific story about this. We won't even go into it.
Did we not talk about it on the podcast?
We
talked about it at some point. I gotta find the episode. But go ahead, cool.
Yeah,
go ahead. I think we talked about it.
Yeah. So imagine that photo, but him being naked. Like you be like, what is you doing? So it was wild, right? So Corey brought that up on his show at the time, and that's how the whole beef started. It was before even like a lot of the fame that Jess had and things like that. And so ever since then, she been trying to old man him, and he been like, well, you don't got a whole lot of talent that's gonna make you last. And so it's part of that. That's where it originates from, and from a beef standpoint between them two.
Didn't Corey bring up that picture and post it when she ain't had no hair and she looked like they called her Bert and Ernie and whatnot? That was him who did that.
He definitely every chance he has, yes.
And I'm looking at the picture right now, and I'm just gonna say I agree with Corey Holcomb because that ain't it. That picture ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it.
Can you put it in the chat? No.
I don't know why she would go back and forth with Corey.
I got it on my computer.
Okay.
Send that to the group. I don't know why she why would you go back and forth with Corey Holcomb? Corey Holcomb too funny. You can't out funny Corey Holcomb. Ain't too many people that can out funny Corey Holcomb.
He's gonna say some nasty stuff about you. So
he gonna say some nasty shit about his ex-wife and his kids, and Corey ain't no joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Well, let me see the picture. Y'all send it to the group.
no,
Ain't nobody send it.
I'm trying to get it in.
Whoa.
Oh,
Trey. That's about Trey. Y'all send it to the group.
Yeah.
Y'all send it to.
Oh wait a minute, I got it right here. Can you see?
Let me see.
Oh,
she wilding out. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
So that's how it started. He just commented on his podcast about that picture.
That's weird. She
got mad about that.
But the little boy not naked.
Yeah,
no, he got shorts on.
He got on shorts.
Why you naked though? No. If I see I got an issue with that as a
I don't even see a panty line on her. So
no, yeah. She naked. Yeah.
All right. Where we at?
Who took the picture?
She went to the
with the Macy's.
She went to J. I about to say she went to JC Penney.
Oh, it's a whole set. There's a bunch of them. Golly.
Why do the world got to see that though? Why?
Hold on,
why
wait,
the
wait,
world?
wait, wait. Y'all really think she went to the?
No.
Nah.
That's where you used to go though.
You gotta hire a private photographer to do pictures like that.
All right, yo. So look, right?
She might try to get it as a Groupon though. She is from West Side, so I'm just saying.
Just super weird, but I digress.
She might be one of them. Oh my son is my husband type joints, man. I don't know. I get them vibes. I get them. My son is my husband vibes.
And why is she naked with fours on? No, never mind.
All right. All right. Parents at kids games, right? So I put that on the list because Avery and Aiden played basketball this year, and Avery was an all-star, and they canceled the all-star game because parents at the semifinals, they had a situation, and they had to call the cops and all that, and it was wild. And just be like, yo, dog, like, it's sad that parents can't behave at 10-year-old games to the point where though they got to cancel the championship and the all-star game. That's wild to me. What's up, Iceberg?
There may or may not be a couple brothers in this firm who had some situations.
Who, Jay?
At a football. I said a couple brothers. I ain't say one, so I'm never going to throw my brother out
to my brother Ralph. Shout out to my brother.
Oh, y'all are sad parents. Y'all are sad.
Allegedly.
Allegedly it was us. Yeah, allegedly. Oh man. Me, you, Teasy, Tushi. It was all of us.
Yo, let me tell you what, man. The whole fathers, you know what I'm saying, of this football team, we had to leave said games at certain times because they was calling Radcliffe police.
They called the cops on y'all?
Bro. There may or may not be somebody on this pod who may or may not had a little cousin / niece in his arms and went out there to address said official on the field. That may or may not have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I can guess who that is.
Right? That may or may not have happened. And Jay never let me live it down.
It was you? I thought it was Jay.
Had two Brute?
I had Boo Boo in my arms, bro.
That's wild.
It must have been. What was the call?
To the field.
What was the call?
Huh?
What was the call?
I think they called holding or something. They cheated out boys the whole year. That's the truth. We had like an expansion team, and they did us dirty.
They gave us the worst team.
Yep. With players who never played, except for J1 and Jaquan. Shout out to nephews.
They gave us the bottom players, but 2 people, and we still made the team better with the coaching and the fathers along.
Yep.
We literally sat on the sideline and helped the kids while eating sunflower seeds, and the referees would not let these kids play ball.
Yep.
So after a few games, we would look at each other and was like, "Look, enough is enough. We're gonna let you know. Hey, yo, ref, I know you see the holding. Like it's right in front of you.
It's egregious.
How old were the kids?
We have 5, 6, 7, and 8.
You know what? No, we're not doing
it. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are not doing this.
Yeah, we did.
No.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all was wild.
Iceberg to leave.
Right.
No, fucking Iceberg Holmes.
Look, my brother had his khakis on, and
he was in uniform.
Yeah, bro.
You out of control, yo.
No. Bro, it was all year long, and we was egregious.
Everybody's holding at 6 years old.
Bro, no, it was egregious. It was egregious.
Maybe you might got to give us some context of where this was.
Yeah. So this was 2013. We was in Kentucky. Jay and I lived in Kentucky. No. This Radcliffe, Kentucky, right? Let me not confuse it with non-African American around Kentucky. We talking about
military base.
A lot of people there, Fort Knox, Radcliffe, Kentucky, where we were, and our kids. I think we may have had 3 or 4 non-African American kids on the whole team. Right? You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much it. It was how they did us, right? Because they were all on a team. And if you didn't know the kids who were new to the area or new to football in general, they kicked them off to an expansion team. So they was on the Vikings, they was on the Cowboys, and they was on the Patriots, and they expanded and made us the Bengals. So if it wasn't for the 2 best kids on the entire team, Jaywan and Jaquan, we wouldn't have did anything at all.
Y'all would have did what they expected y'all to do.
Right, nothing at all. But real parenting, shout out to the real fathers, me, Jay, Ron was there, Tucci, Teasy, Mike, you know what I'm saying? The whole gang, you know what I mean? We all was there. Drake, Drizzy Drake, you know what I'm saying? I don't even remember his real name, but we called him Drake. Yeah, we called him Drake. Real fathers was there, man, pouring into our kids.
MJ.
MJ was there too. Shout out to our sister. Love MJ. Yeah,
it's 5 and 6 year olds, yo.
Bro, no. I'm telling you, like we poured into these kids and had them. Let me put this in perspective. 2 years later, we won the Super Bowl. Let me put that in big deal perspective that we won the Super Bowl and Tyree almost killed the best kid, but he ran by him. Like he ran right by him. Like he came shooting off the gap as a defensive end, and I was like, "Oh, my son is about to kill this little boy." Like Bart Scott did to Ben Roethlisberger, had him in his sights. Just to kind of put that in perspective, and Tyree ran right by him. We was all like, "No." Yeah, but they did us bad.
They were cheating the kids, is what you saying?
Yeah, they were cheating the kids.
We had to battle to get referees, right?
And Tracy, shout out to our brother Tracy too. Let me not forget about Tracy.
We had to battle to get referees, while other teams they literally had helicopters bringing the game ball.
The game ball. Yeah.
Dropped the game ball from a helicopter.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even get referees.
I'm sorry I went through that in 2013, man. It's been 12 years, but obviously the shit ain't healed. Shit is still fresh.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
Go
they
ahead,
literally called the cops on us. It was like, damn. There may have been a few people who had to jump the fence and dip and not be a part. You know what I'm saying?
I love y'all, but getting kicked out of toddler flag football games is always.
We're not talking about flags. It's Kentucky. I say Kentucky. I say Kentucky.
Like I said, they wild. Like they don't get it, but I love them, so we just gonna leave that word.
This ain't flag. This is full contact, teaching them the developments of how to tackle and how to run and why. Like again, these kids didn't know what an A gap or one gap were. So we're literally, even after practice, this is why you have to go this way, and everything else. While we're helping the coach load up stuff in his truck because everybody else gets their own vehicle, he got to bring stuff in his own truck. So
you remember the little boy that quit? Remember what his name was? You remember what the little boy who quit what name was? No. His name was Kanye. Remember, he got cracked in the drill and he told his mama he wouldn't come back no more. And that was it. Oh, that's crazy.
All right. We're gonna leave that where it's at, even though my daughter.
Oh, you didn't tell your part, yo. I still want to hear it. They shut it down.
All-Star game. They just shut the shit down.
We shut it down.
Shout out to 8, they won a championship this year.
Nice.
10-year-old basketball.
Yeah.
All I really got is kind of really quick hits. But it's something else. Hold on. All right. So sometimes on a, I don't like to tell my business like that, but I DoorDash on the side, right? So I was DoorDashing.
Hustling, get into the bag. That's
exactly. What we call so I had to go to Walgreens, and on the list, I don't know who it was. Somebody they had a Plan B, and they had sherbet. And I was like, so I go get the shit, whatever. I get the line. So there's a black boy in the line, but I'm like, he checking me out. But I'm like, yeah, I had to make it known that this is a DoorDash. I just ate my shit. But it was just wild, like Plan B and sherbet. Like I can just imagine boy, like, listen, I'm about to get this Plan B, but baby, you want some ice cream? Like we just go trying to make it smooth. Like, you're trying to make the situation just seem real smooth, but like, I'm gonna get us some sherbet though. What's your favorite kind of sherbet, baby? We just go,
You know, he
go ahead and take that plan B and go have some sherbet. We just gonna keep it moving. That shit just was like,
you're not even taking it further. Like, that's a wild night. Like, they about to get busy with the sherbet, and it's going to require a plan B.
So you thinking the plan B is for not even
post sherbet action?
Oh, so the plan B for tomorrow.
Yeah,
so you already know what type of time you on?
They was pre-staging.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't think it like this. I thought it was like,
or he already
smooth on her. He already plan B some sherbet.
He shot the club over the night before, so he put the plan B in the sherbet.
How you gonna do that? I've never experienced you. Is
Ross
it
said
you open
put
up
in the champagne?
It's a pill, bro.
I said, can you open it and put it in the sherbet?
It's a pill. You crush it like it's a pill.
I thought it was sisters, and one of them was pregnant with cravings, and the other one ain't want it. I ain't know what was going on.
There was a lot going on, but me and man showed a good laugh at the register though.
Yeah, that's funny.
You can tell there's crunchy sugar on the top of it.
It's like the sherbet tastes a little fun. It might be a little frostbitten, baby. That's all. It's a little frostbitten.
Yeah, but that's why look, we all thought something different.
Right.
But yeah, like one of them was true. Something that we thought was absolutely
one of his
case.
ideas is right.
Yeah.
All right, something else happened to me, right? Fuck it, I'm sharing my life. So at my job, we got like a cafeteria, whatever. I ain't gonna say where my job at or nothing because it get weird, but it's got a cafeteria, whatever. So the priest come down. The priest come down, right? He a priest. So like how if it's food and like you grab and go, but it's open, like let's say it's like mozzarella sticks or something. If you grab it or touch it, you gotta get thrown away.
Yep.
I see the priest, I see his fingers touch whatever it was. It might have been mozzarella sticks, it could have been chicken fingers, I can't remember what it was. I see him touch it. I said, basically, like, you gotta buy it, or this priest lied to me and told me he ain't touch it. Like, I seen you touch it. And you're a priest. Like, why are you lying, Mr. Priest, man? Like,
you can go to confession.
Like, yo, I'm just like, I was
the priest,
like,
man.
Why is the priest lying to me? Priest, I seen you touch it, brother. Oh, I didn't touch it. I seen it.
I mean, how many priests say they ain't touch boys and been in jail?
I don't know any priest. You got real dark with it. I didn't want to get that dark. But
I'm just saying.
If a priest lying about chicken fingers, ain't no telling what else you lie about, sir.
He gonna confess it later. It's cool.
You ain't had to lie to me.
He might have ordered that plan B in that sherbet.
That'd be wild. Priest got a lot. Yeah, he got a lot going on.
Did we talk about the pastor who got slapped on the pulpit? Did we talk about that?
No. No.
What? Please, y'all hear about that? The pimp walked in the church in New Jersey and punched the pastor in his mouth because he ain't paid the toot. You know what I'm saying? For the work.
For the cutty.
I saw a video.
Yeah. I mean, Smooth walked up to the altar like he was going up there to get baptized. He straight punched
the pastor.
He couldn't wait till after?
No.
That's wild.
I said the pimp, bro. I didn't say the schoolboy. I said the pimp walked up. Yeah, you got to catch him where you see him at. Right?
I know where he gonna be at on Sunday.
I know where he gonna be
Sunday,
at on Sunday.
11 to 1.
Yo, he walked straight up on the pulpit, like in. Yeah, I wish he would have pimp slapped him. That would have been better than a punch.
Pimp
it was a white. Was he white?
It was white dude. Go ahead, cool.
Pimp figure he tried playing for a sucker. If he partook in some services and he coming out in the public, you gonna get dealt with like the street you was in, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, I'm watching The Deuce now, so I'm definitely on my pimp shit right now. So
that shit made me think of Vampire in Brooklyn when he was like Deacon Jones, the good pastor, but he was down 2nd Street with a $2 hoe. So you can push a $2 hoe to his limits. That shit wild, boy. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm watching it, and I'm gonna tell you now, the priest knew what was coming too. He recognized the pimp.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a regular John.
Because he kind of dodged it a little bit. Like, he seen it coming, he kind of dodged it a little bit.
He probably warned him, like, make me come down there on Sunday. No, if I pull up the Cadillac, make me get up at 9 and I don't want to. He probably thought, he gonna be asleep. He been out all night. Nah, Pimp set his alarm for that.
Yo, they still got pimps in the world. Like think about it, it's 2025. Dudes are still pimping.
Pimping has been pimping.
Yeah.
And he is dressed like a full-blown pimp.
Speaking of pimp, Rest in peace to George Foreman.
R.I.P. to
Why would
George
you call George Foreman a pimp? Am I missing something?
Kids out there, bro. Come on, man.
He's just a country boy who don't wear condoms. I don't know if that make him a pimp, Jay. He riggedy out here. That's all. He don't strap up.
Oh man.
He another one with the plan B and the sherbet. No, what I ain't need. Let me go ahead.
They had no plan B's back then.
Yo, how did Pimp Gear escape evolution? Like, how did I get better with time? Like 1970 to 2025, it's the same outfits. Like, how did evolution skip pimping?
Like, bro, y'all ain't got no Amiri Pimp Gear. Y'all
right? What's
going on? Nike Tech.
When I saw the video of Sugar Free and Bishop the other day, and I was like, God, they stuck in time.
They ain't even got no regular fit, slim fit, taper fit.
No, still the same joint.
Steve Harvey length.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna post a pic. I met the bishop in person, and he definitely was dressed like 1979.
Yo, how do we smell? Pause. I'm just saying, like, do we smell fresh? I'm like, is he wearing Old Spice? Is he wearing Old Spice?
No, he actually smelled like Zaza.
Oh, he twisting up.
Yeah. You know, Snoop one of his close friends. I wouldn't.
I don't know. Man. You ain't seen him with Snoop in a long time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, last time I seen him, he was in the hospital.
Oh, damn.
He been in the hospital. He had to have some type of surgery.
That just made me sad, Jay.
Yeah, that did.
Shout out to him, Snooki, though.
We used to run on some. Know what? He was positive, and you put up George Foreman. Like, what's up with you?
You don't want the plan B into the priest.
Hey, brother, is there something we need to talk about off air?
For real, intervention on Jay. Let's check on Jay, that low ass hat. That hat holding on.
Here we go.
That hat holding on. Like, please. So you cut that shag down in the back, you might better fit that.
Yeah, hey,
that's all I'm saying, brother. God bless, brother.
With all those Ricos coming out here, with these niggas got shags, I'm about to cut it right away.
All right, so
Yellow Beezy is it.
Dre had a beef with Jay. Dre said we let Jay slide on some shit. Is Zion a bust? I'm gonna start. I don't think Zion's a bust, but I think he right there on the border. When he's healthy, does he hoop? Yes, he puts up numbers, but how often is he healthy? So I mean, like, he put up numbers, but I wouldn't want him with that contract. I wouldn't want him on my squad. So is he a bust? I'm not gonna say he a bust, but he ain't too far from that being part of the conversation. Drake,
So yeah, like in the heat of battle last week, you know, we let Jay get that shit off, and I ain't letting that slide, right? So has Zion lived up to the expectations we had of him coming in the league? No, right? But the man has been in the league for 5 years, and he's averaging almost 25 points a game for his career, right? 6 rebounds and 4 assists for his career. Now, I will give you, right, that he has only played more than 60 games twice in his career, but is he a bust? No, he's way too young to be considered a bust, right? 5 years into his career, nah, there's no way you can consider him a bust at this point. Because if we look at it, right, the same argument that you're having, Flush, is the same argument that we got for a Joel Embiid, right? When he's on the court, he's amazing, but how often is he on the court, right? So, nah, 5 years into his career, Zion is not a bust.
Them 6 rebounds is crazy, though. He too athletic and playing the 4 to just average 6 rebounds to me is crazy.
I mean, look, the dude has not averaged anything for what he busting out his contract like he busting out his shoes.
I don't even. Whoa.
You don't remember he bust out his shoes, yo?
No, I remember that, but just he busting out of. Not busting out of anything. It's just
pause worthy.
I'm saying, y'all listen. I was chilling. Y'all got me in the first minute of the podcast. So y'all ain't there.
Well, I mean, like Flush said, you know, if you picking up your 5 and you looking for how many years you've been in the league and what you have accomplished and what you've done, you're bust. You're in that team of bust. You know, I'm not picking you on my starting 5. You might come off the bench, You know what I mean? Like you're not focused.
It might be time for Bus to have a degrees to it,
Right.
a degree of conversation. Because even when I think of Bus, I
Ben
think
Simmons.
of Jamarcus Russell, like Big Bus. I think of
Big Bus.
high
Ola with candy. Yeah, that's
expectations.
wild. Ola with candy.
Well, no, he went football and then he went basketball. So, like,
Yeah.
I think those are two levels. But go ahead, cool. I'm gonna hear you.
Like like Jamarcus Russell, I don't think he had any real, game worthy stats and stuff to talk about. Like some dudes, maybe a Olo Candy, maybe a Kwame Brown, they had longevity in the league, even if they never reached the heights, right? But still got called bust. Greg Oden, injury, and so is that busty? Or is that injury? Like more like MB. So I think there's something to be said about maybe degrees of bust. As we kind of even
I can go with that, cool, because you can put Ben Simmons in there. So we're gonna congratulate Bronny for making more threes than Ben Simmons.
He does have more NBA threes.
That's wild. That is wild.
Right? So that's another bust right there. So I don't know why LA decided to pick him up. But yeah,
that's up the Clippers. That's
what the Clippers do. Yeah,
but I know you about to go Iceberg real quick.
Yeah, I definitely want to smoke on this JB pack because I'm about to give some balls.
Is Zion Larry Johnson?
No. I think he's way more athletic than Larry Johnson.
But I'm just saying, as far as going from being the number one
Space Jam Larry Johnson,
possibly being one more time.
You don't like Space Jam Larry Johnson?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm just saying, as far as going from being the number one pick and being a starter to might end up being a guy who's like a third, fourth option on the team because of the injuries.
I can see that when he loses his athleticism.
Right.
I can see that.
I'm not talking about the game. Yeah. I'm just saying where he can have like an LJ type career more than comparing the games.
Yeah,
I think that's the evolution of a player, though.
Yeah, and it's hard. So, like, it's really hard for I like the LJ and Zion comparison for so many levels. But you got to think, as good as LJ was in Charlotte, right? He was still good and serviceable in New York, right? He hit that three. You know what I'm saying? Right. He had this. Grandmama was a thing for a very long time, right? And he had one of the best, a very long time. A very long time.
How long is a very long time, brother?
7-8 years? That's a long time in the NBA.
As grandmama?
Yeah.
He wasn't with Charlotte 7-8 years.
I'm talking about him being grandmama, period. If somebody did a grandmama Converse commercial today, people in our age demographic would know what that meant.
Right. I just don't think it lasted 7-8 years. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're making a bigger point.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Converse with the React juice, right? So if you think about the Converses at that point in time in the NBA, you think of him and you think of Latrell Sprewell, right? They had that particular brand on lock for a very long time. Zion signed to Jordan. So, right? Who else plays for New Orleans? Is CJ playing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if he scored 25. Who else is going to score? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not impressive to me. He's there by himself. He's the number one option. The offense goes through him. He should be scoring 40. He should average 33. What are we talking about? Who else is there? Who cares about 25? And that's what, and like, I like what Cool went when you talk about the degrees of this. 25, 6, and 4 is not impressive when nobody else is there. Right. Austin Reeves was scoring 40 fucking points when LeBron and Luka wasn't playing. He's supposed to. He's the number one option.
That's like the guy who gets off on a losing team, but then go to a winning team and don't show the same.
Yeah, but I brought it up in our chat, the expectations of it based on where you are. No one calls anybody between pick 45 and pick 60 a bust because you're not supposed to do that. So anything that you do ahead of that is great. But if you're the number one draft pick and you average only 60 games or play 60 games twice in 5 years, has it been 5 years? That's crazy. I just don't think he's going to be there. And the all-star argument is there that JB likes to bring up all the time. So what? Right? There's a lot of people in the all-star game look like, they made an all-star game? Right?
Let me ask you.
Is Jalen Williams an all-star?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
No.
He is. You don't watch no Thunder games, bro.
Oh my goodness.
He is.
Jalen Williams, like for
the Thunder. He is.
Which one?
There's only one that we would even consider having this conversation about.
You think Jalen Williams is an all-star?
I think so. I like his game. And he played D1 through 5 damn near. They had him at the 5, bro. I watched
Magic at the 5. So what?
He's 6'7".
I don't care. It's the NBA in 2025. I'm not impressed by a 6'7" guy at the 5. I don't care.
You don't watch no Thunder games.
And that's always what y'all go to. I don't care about none of that shit. When I say y'all, I say you and Jordan. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you and Jordan. When I say y'all, I'm talking. Well, he a part of this podcast. Yes or no? Is he a part of the podcast? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm saying y'all. I'm talking about you and JB.
That question is up for debate.
I'm saying.
That question is up for debate.
I'm saying you and JB. And when I say y'all always go to I don't watch. Nobody gives a fuck about Jalen Williams. When you talk about all-star.
I love his game.
You keep saying you love his game.
He's an all-star.
Is Austin Reeves an all-star? No. Then neither is Jalen fucking Williams.
Well, we know,
and I'm the biggest Laker fan.
All right, so listen. If we talking about basketball, we know that the team with the best record usually gets 2 or 3 All-Stars. That's just how it go. Was George Teague? I mean, not Jeff Teague necessarily an All-Star?
That's my point. That's literally my point.
Huh?
That's literally my point.
So you saying the All-Star should be just based on if you got a terrible record, you should still. So you don't approve of how All-Star teams are being picked.
Never have. And never
okay,
will.
Well, that's some. I'm saying he's an all-star because he's on the best team in the West, and he's the second best player on that team, so he should be all-star.
Well, you got to think about it, right? When you ask the question, is he an all-star? Who's voting on the all-star team?
Players, coaches, and fans.
Certain percentages.
So the fans vote on the starters.
Oh, well, right. On the fans don't got to do with the starters. It's the coaches and
then the coaches fill in the rest of the roster.
Right.
Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah, for the bench.
He wasn't an all-star starter, was he?
No, he wasn't a starter. No, okay. He was a bench.
Which is my point. He is not an all-star. The all-stars are being voted on by the fans. Okay, the coaching with their advanced analytics and all of that, putting him on the court because the Thunder got the best record and all of that. No, he's not an all-star. He's not. No,
fuck out of here.
I like the kid. I wasn't mad at his pick. I wasn't mad at him being picked.
And I don't have a problem with it. I'm not saying he can't hoop. I'm not saying I don't like him. What I'm saying is he is not an all-star talent.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Right now, today, Devin Booker or Jalen Williams?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
I don't think so. I'm starting to. When last? I'm questioning Devin Booker right now.
No, they just don't have the heart.
I knew it was something wrong with that. No, when I knew it was something wrong with Devin Booker. I knew it was something wrong with Devin Booker in the summertime when he said, "Why y'all double teaming me?" And dog, you gonna get double teamed in the league, right? You gonna get double teamed in the regular season, right? So why you feel that way about being double teamed in the summer? He not built for it. He don't got the heart for it.
He just
don't got the heart for it. Right now, I'll take a Jalen Williams over Devin Booker. Devin Booker to me has fallen off as being a top 10, 15 player in the league right now. I'm not building a team around Devin Booker right now. I'm not. It was a conversation who was better between him and Tatum for a little second. I don't think that's a conversation no more.
Give me your 5 right now in the league.
Why? He's not part of that conversation.
I'm curious. I'm just curious to want to know who your 5 would be.
My 5 in the league right now: Joker, Luka, LeBron, SGA, and give me Ant-Man. Just being fast.
So you don't wait. So you don't
got this Ant-Man, but go ahead. That's another story.
In my 5, I would just be fast. Okay. I think it's a conversation to be had. I like Tatum game. He take too many threes for me. He don't take the basket enough for me. If we talking about it, I've seen his shoulders. He bigger than he's ever been. I said pause before.
I had to give you another one because you start talking about the man's shoulders and you start doing like this. I see the shoulders.
Yeah, like he's a 4 now. You can see how he's got.
Pause.
I'm just saying he's a 4 now.
I know. I hear you.
So to me, he lets the defense off the hook too much when he settles for that 3.
Okay.
For me, I like his game, but I feel like he lets the defense off the hook when he could be attacking and getting to the line. He can be way more aggressive and he settled for that 3 way too much, and that's letting the defense.
You talking Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum.
And I think it's his fault that he's not the face of the league.
Yeah. but he has no personality.
There you go, which is important.
I mean, he winning. So I mean,
And
he wins.
man.
He in one commercial, like 2 commercials.
Commercial.
You would think a championship would bring more to him as a.
They'd rather see his girl than see him.
He had home spending time with his family.
I would.
I'm not mad.
I would. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Me too.
I ain't gonna lie. Boot up.
I like him though, but back to Devin Booker though, I just feel like
Heart, yeah. That's what it's about. Heart.
I will agree with you, Flush, that Devin Booker has completely fallen off my radar. He officially is on the list of players that I don't care about.
Yeah.
But I feel that way about KD too. And I put that thing in the chat the other day. Like I saw that, and I pray to God that's not the case. I wouldn't give up nobody for KD. Listen, I wouldn't give up nobody for KD.
Listen, that team
Kiss my ass.
That team of the Lakers got right now, you keep how
one
it is
big away,
and you get another athletic big. That's it. Everybody else, you see improving with. First of all, that trade. Main man, the GM for the Mavericks should be fired and never ever GM a team ever again. The fact that you gave the Lakers, you gave them Luka Doncic. Luka done lost the weight. Luka had 30. Luka going crazy right now. Luka made Hayes better. They comparing which is wild. They comparing my man AR to fucking Pete Maravich.
They definitely say he look like Pistol Pete. And then you look at it, you're like,
oh shit.
All right, yeah.
AR
he definitely
going crazy.
Real Pistol Pete-ish out there.
LeBron is LeBron. Rui, then who the hell is Jordan Goodwin? Who the hell is he? I seen the game against the Denver game. The first quarter, he had 4 steals. I see Vando all over the court. Vando is everywhere doing everything. And then you got what's my man name they got from Dallas that they got, he wasn't with Finney Smith.
DFS, yeah.
That team, KD, I don't care where you go. You bet not. He is like Aaron Rodgers with the Vikings to me. He bet not even say the word Laker. We don't want you nowhere near what we building over here. Because if we don't win the chip this year, which goes to my question next, is Luka Doncic not a big athletic big's dream? If you're an athletic big that can set a pick, you will get a check playing with Luka Doncic. I guarantee you the money that Hayes is going to get in the offseason, whatever he gets, he wouldn't have got if he never played with Luka Doncic. Guarantee.
Oh, yeah. I think Luka is a player that makes everybody on the floor better because of what he's able to do with the basketball. Like, because he's able, I mean, all of the shooting threat and how good of a passer he is. Yeah, absolutely. I think he makes everybody better.
And the one thing about him and I was saying before, like you never seen 2 of these kind of players in the same together. LeBron likes to pass. Luka gets enjoyment out of passing. No matter what you say about him, all I see is a great teammate. That's all I see. He loves seeing his teammates do what they do, and he talking shit. He a guaranteed basket. But to go back to this KD shit, KD, I don't care where you go, KD. You're not. I will be in LA before you be a Laker. I'll be locked the fuck up. I promise you that. That's how strongly I feel about it.
I think that whole team washed.
Yep.
Dog, he don't get it. He don't get it. As good as talented as KD is, what made you think that going to Phoenix, y'all was better off keeping Chris Paul and keeping he almost like I think KD is the Aaron Rodgers of basketball. He destroyed a Phoenix team that went into the finals. Did they win though? You had Mikal Bridges, you had Cam Johnson. Y'all had some pieces there. Y'all had
other boy that played for New York, right? Was funny looking buddy. He was there.
The little sloth looking dude.
Yeah. What's his name?
Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne. Thank you.
Right. Dog.
Yep.
He messed up.
DA.
Look, you went to Brooklyn, right? First of all, you shouldn't have never left Golden State. But the fact of the matter is, Golden State was never going to be. See, let's really break it down. Fuck it, we here now. KD thought he was going to go to Golden State and win championships, which he did, and he was going to be considered better than LeBron. And he won championships and beat LeBron in them 2 finals and was finals MVP, and nobody considered him better than LeBron after that. Mm-hmm. And it was still Steph City. And they looked at Steph like, oh, Steph is so great because Steph let him come in and take over. Wow. Steph, all that did was just improve how Steph looked. And I got 2 more chips.
The D-Wade effect.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
So then, I can't take this no more. I can't be here no more because my plan to be the greatest somehow still didn't happen. So I'm going to go to Brooklyn. And you go to Brooklyn and they trade what they trade. And then you go get, me and Kyrie. Me and Kyrie are going to do this. And me and Kyrie go to Brooklyn. And then we're going to add James Harden to this. And then that didn't work. And then I'm tired of this. I can't do this no more. I'm not talking to the coach. I'm real quiet. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm gonna go to Phoenix. He goes to Phoenix and breaks that team up. And then Booker's already there. No, we're gonna trade the rest of the team and get Bradley Beal. The Brooklyn shit ain't work. Why did you go to Phoenix and think miraculously this was gonna work? Now what you ready to do? You ready to leave Phoenix? You done destroyed 2 squads.
2?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You don't think he destroyed OKC?
I mean, OKC. When you look at it, OKC OKC got how many picks still in the chamber? They can make a big trade right now and still got plenty of picks.
They got number 1 picks coming up for like at least 2 years.
Dog, they can make a trade. They got guys right now that's not playing like that. The kid that they sent to Charlotte, who's a pretty good point guard, and I think he's gonna be all right eventually. They got guys. They got so many different. They got guys on the bench right now that's I think is solid.
The Clippers got rid of SGA.
That's crazy.
I love it as a Laker fan.
Yo, the Clippers are terrible, yo. The Clippers are terrible, bro.
And tickets to their games $13 if y'all want to go.
Shit, they cheaper than the Sixers games. All right, so Iceberg put, why is Ocho not in the Hall of Fame or even considered? Ochocinco.
Chad Ochocinco.
Johnson.
Yep.
See, that goes back to that conversation we was having last week. I'm leaving where it's at.
He got about 300 to 400 yards less than Michael Irvin. And conventional wisdom would say, well, Michael Irvin has NFL championships, right? He has 3 Super Bowls. Fair argument. He has 600 yards and 16 touchdowns, I believe, less than Calvin Johnson, who's in the Hall of Fame. They all got between 11,600 and 11,900 yards. He does have more touchdowns than Michael Irvin, but less touchdowns than Calvin Johnson, who's in the Hall of Fame. But if I look at the totality of everything that he meant to the league, what he brought to the sport and viewership and just the pure energy and even what he's doing today and still being relevant, right? I don't think that Calvin Johnson is relevant outside of the city of Detroit. I don't. I think that putting Ocho on First Take on Mondays and Tuesdays was brilliant. I think Shannon Sharp calling him to do Nightcap was absolutely brilliant. And then you look at the stats and you're just like, well, damn, how is he not even in that conversation? Finalists don't make it, but it don't make no sense to me. So I can't really dig it. So I'm about to start this Chad Ochocinco for the Hall of Fame campaign.
Your impact outside of football play a part in the Football Hall of Fame?
It absolutely should. It's what you bring to the game. I think it's what you bring to even on the field. I don't understand how you say he not. I just don't understand it. 16 touchdowns.
Are we saying that Michael Irvin? Are we saying that Michael Irvin wouldn't be a Hall of Famer if he didn't have 3 championships?
Michael Irvin wouldn't be he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if he played today.
I said if he didn't have the 3 Super Bowl rings.
It's my opinion. If he didn't have the Super Bowl rings, yes. And I'll go a step further and say, if he didn't play with a big star on his helmet, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, I needed some other opinions. It just was on my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like Chad should be
because he in our division.
I feel like Chad should be in there. That's what I'm saying. It's so much harder to get into the Hall of Fame NFL than it is the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is what I was.
Yeah, I like Chad. The whole sleeping at the stadium. Just kind of football kind of guy. Infamously inquired. I like Chad for like rocking fake jewelry and all that stuff. Not thinking too highly of himself. Skimping on things that's less important. I think that's a life lesson. And that Hall of Fame jacket, the pizzazz, the wow that he brought to the game, the eyes on it, the literal eyes in that sense. In the archives of actual footage of him talking and chatting on the field too, to present day. I like the campaign, Iceberg.
I mean, if you're the number one receiver, I want you to have a little cockiness to you. Carson, throw me the ball. I'm open. I'm always open. So if I'm playing, I don't care what I do now, whatever sport I'm playing, I'm bringing that pizzazz to the game. I'm bringing something to that. When I play softball twice a week, I'm behind the plate. Hey, Neef, if you swing out right now, I'll give you $1 and I'll get you a cookie after the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am literally talking, and when I say this, Neef, this is literally what I do at the game. I'll sit back there as the catcher, and I'm talking crazy to the people at the back. Now, one of the dudes, his wife called him Honey Pot the other day, and what am I doing? Hey, Honey Pot, I bet you can't hit it over the fence. So I'm bringing some type of pizzazz. He changed later the game of football to where celebrations went from boring to amazing, and changed his name to 8-5, and you've never seen it done. Like, this dude needs a gold jacket right away. And as Cool said, to see someone to still sleep at the stadium, be as frugal as he was, and he still is. Like, he drives a smart car. He's not driving around in a Bentley. He's not, he doesn't have the big house, the glamour like that. He has the very minimalist things like that. I think he has a little AP or something, but I think Shay gave him that or whatever. This dude brought things to the team and to the league. And even though I hated it being a Baltimore fan, like, he needs to have that. Like, I wish we had a chance to pick him up.
I think he'll get in, though. I think he'll eventually get in. I think he definitely will eventually get in.
I don't even know if he's on the ballot, which is kind of weird.
Why wouldn't he?
With Calvin Johnson in here, Chad Johnson has 11,059 yards. Calvin Johnson has 11,619 yards. I think they have the same amount of Pro Bowls. I think they have the same amount of All Pros. I think Calvin Johnson I know he has 16 touchdowns more, but
maybe he rubs
Calvin Johnson, a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Calvin
Johnson, a first ballot Hall of Famer?
The fact of the matter is, who votes for the Hall of Fame? And if you got them old white men who've been at newspapers who probably necessarily didn't care for the fact that the things that we respect and we feel he brought to the game, some of those guys feel like it was shameful or have a different opinion about some of the antics. It's older guys that still have a vote that don't necessarily agree with the celebration, and maybe you should just be classy and handle the ball. You got those guys. So, I mean, I think it's more of a maybe, even though the stats, when you look at the numbers, it's a lot of guys that didn't. We all knew T.O. should have been the first ballot. T.O. wasn't the first ballot because of the guys who voted felt like they had to teach him a lesson. And I wouldn't say the antics of a Chad even match up with a T.O. to that point, but I think that might play a part of it more than the stats or.
Prime popped this shit though. You got a jacket?
You say it one more time?
Prime popped talk this.
Prime got 2 Super Bowl
right?
wins. Prime is a top 3, if you're not gonna say number 1 corner. I don't know if you say that Chad's a top 3 receiver. It's a different
I'm glad y'all put that up real quick while we're here because he said it. Y'all know Prime and Asante Samuels are going at it right now. Are y'all tracking that?
I've heard such things.
Oh, they are going at it. It is fantastic.
I mean, Asante, he should be. Do we all agree Asante Samuel should be a Hall of Famer eventually?
Asante or Asante,
whatever the nigga name is, nigga.
Asante Samuel.
As much as you fuck shit up, do you really want to do this, sir?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, brother.
Yes, I do. All right, man. Listen, whatever his name is, Mr. Samuels, Mr. A. Samuels,
Asante Samuel.
Asante Samuel.
Whatever. Listen, Prime is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So if you don't agree with his methods or how he went about being a corner,
I think their numbers are comparable. But to my same Chad Johnson point, there's nobody. You'd be hard pressed to find any figure in the NFL that means more to the game of football than Deion Primetime Sanders. You'd be hard pressed.
Like,
he had us all up at 1:00 in the morning watching football in Colorado. I went and sat out in the game and got hit with an avocado to go see Primetime. I would not go to Colorado to go see Asante Samuels, and that matters.
And when it comes to the Hall of Fame, I felt it took. I think he getting in now. Eric Allen, corner
Eric Allen
for the Eagles. He just got in.
Yeah.
Eric Allen to me was. That's yeah, y'all get on my fucking nerves. But Eric Allen should have been in. I feel like Eric Allen's a top 10 corner in league history. I feel like if you want to have a conversation, I think he could be in the conversation to say less. You might put him in, you might not put him in. I feel like he should be. I think he might have retired 20 years ago. So, I think he'll get in. I think to go back to Chad, he'll get in eventually.
I think furthermore for the NFL, for the players that we watch grow up, they will be getting in and I don't know. I hate Pittsburgh, but I think Debo should be in. James Harrison.
He might get in for Chad.
And so
is he eligible yet? He eligible? He should be, right? James Harrison should be eligible, right? He's been out of the league 5 years.
Yeah.
It's guys in from the 1960s that's just getting in.
I understand that. Still. That video footage was shaky, but I think as we furthermore in this NFL thing, it's going to be a more discussion of who can get in because of the limited of how rough you can be.
No, I don't think that's going to play a part. You got
I do.
No, I don't think that's going to play a part.
I do.
I just think
why not?
I absolutely do.
You think the aggressiveness will play a
because
part?
They'll get more yards. Yeah, and then you'll start saying, "Well, I'm X on this list." Somebody's going to break Jerry Rice's record.
Well, at the end of the day, the fact that it's 17 games is. I think when it comes to those records, whatever records should stand in the 16 games should stand, and I think anything that happens in 17 games should be a new record. I don't think you could beat my 16 game record with 17 games. I don't think that should be okay. If you want to have a conversation, I don't think that Barkley would have broke the record, to me, it shouldn't stand. And if I know some people say, well, OJ or one of them played in 14 games, I think it should be that should stand. If you did that in 14 games and you did the most in a 14 game season, a 16 game season shouldn't have took my record away. It should just be a new record or something. I don't think 17 games you get over No. I think mine stand at 16. Whoever had the most at 14 should stand, and that should just be how it is.
So you don't think that let's go with a Derwin James, right? And if he was hitting like Palomalu or Ed Reed or Brian Dawkins, and he retired and he's out 3 years, he'll be a first ballot?
I don't put him up there with them.
Well, and why not?
I just don't. First of all, he's been hurt. He's been too hurt to be in that conversation. Ed Reed and Palomalu is the best centers to ever lace up sneakers. I don't know if he don't fall in that category for me.
Safety is what I understand what you mean.
Huh?
You said centers.
God
damn, with Shanti Samuels, centers for safety.
My bad, safety. I don't even know why. Why would I say centers? But I don't think they even lace up. Like, he's not even in that conversation.
But what I'm saying is that player style is done with, right?
Ed Reed was like a corner. Ed Reed intercepted the ball. Did he get hits off? Yeah, but Ed Reed wasn't the
safety.
Why are you bringing up He's not a big hitter. I thought you was talking about aggressive hitting or something before.
Ed Reed wasn't a big hitter?
No, you talking about James. James is a big hitter?
You can't do it no more.
Darwin James.
That's what I'm saying is the player style is done.
Right. So you get points for the percentage of completions, the analytics of it, or the amount of completions that you allow, the tips or the breakups or whatever it is that qualify you. You don't qualify for the Hall of Fame on big hits. Oh, yes. I've never seen a stat that said he had 500 big hits, so he's a Hall of Famer now.
Despite being the best linebacker ever, you don't think Ray Lewis got in there because of his hits?
No, I think Ray Lewis got in there because of his tackles and do the hits play a part in it? Yeah, that's part of the highlights, but I don't think, he's a big hitter, so he should be in the Hall of Fame. Every big hitter ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Ray Lewis is in the Hall of Fame because from the linebacker position, he can completely control the game. That's why
the big hits ain't a stat.
I disagree.
I don't even know why you brought up Darwin. He's not no big hitter. Why are we even talking about this, Jay?
He can be a big hitter.
You wasting my time right now. I could be talking about something else, like haircuts. Bro, Darwin James.
He's like haircuts.
You don't even get the position right, so that's why
it don't matter. Guess what? You talking about big hits? Where's the stat at? Name me a stat of his big hits compared to other Hall of Famer big hits.
If the league goes back to 05, he'll be a big hitter this season.
Big hits don't make you a Hall of Famer, Jay.
Yes, they do.
Deion Sanders is a Hall of Famer. He ain't hit nobody big. He ain't got no big hits.
That wasn't his game to hit big.
All right, then. So big
y'all sound crazy with the big hits.
Crazy. Like, why are we even doing this right now? I got shit to do today. Darwin James. Why the fuck is he part of the podcast? Jay, what are we doing? Jay, come on. All right, Jay, here go your topic. You got a problem with haircuts. What's up with your haircut? I know you don't pay $50 for that haircut. I know that for damn sure. Say no. All right, so what's the most you pay for a haircut and how much is too much? Go ahead, Jay. This is your topic.
So I'm just looking around and as I'm on I-95 pulling up on people, you know what I'm saying? I have different barbers in different cities and things like that I go
That's the problem. That's the problem. Go ahead.
No, it's not, because they know my consistency of what I get, right? So most of them, and I have maybe like 2 black barbers, but most of them are Dominican, so they cut this, the same way. Maybe they don't cut up north like that where you at, and they don't give you the fresh baldy, the glow top, whatever you get. But when it comes to my line, I'm saying I keep and no enhancements needed. So I pay about $50 for a haircut now. Now that includes line up, beard, things like that. But if I'm in Carolina, I'm paying less than that, and I get a whole, I almost said it, facial pause treatment. Yeah, let me say that. So I get that treatment and everything with it. So it's like I seen the other day that I do pay $150 for a haircut, and I'm like, is it that deep now that we got to pay $150 for haircuts?
All right, I want to go first. First off, it's a conversation need to be had here. Jay, you got too many motherfuckers in your head. Period. I'm from a yo. Listen, one motherfucker cut my head. That's it. One motherfucker. And if he go on vacation, then I'm gonna be with him. Huh?
What you do when you're on the road?
Wait.
I'm a single man, so I'm hitting dates on the road.
No,
so
Jay, that's fine. Jay, listen, Jay, you got too many. First of all, I don't even know how that haircut even go. I don't know where your line started on that haircut because it's in the top of your head. It's a lot going on. Do you get a regular line right here and it's like light, or is it like a light? Is it light fade right here? Then it's more of a. I'm not being funny. I'm just really trying to understand. So you get that line right here, right?
So I get a 1 or 2 on the top, and then it transitions to the shag.
So you don't get a line on the shag though. The shag just kind of do whatever it do.
Yeah, it just goes out, and then what happens is I line up everything else in the back.
All right. Yeah, I don't disagree with. How many of us have more than one barber? Only got one barber. I know Iceberg got one barber. Cool probably got one barber. Dre, I want to say you got one barber, right?
One barber.
Yeah, you going to different places and having different guys in your hair. I think it's a lot. I pay $50 for a haircut, and that's with the tip pause. So my haircut's probably $35. I'll give him 50 every week, regardless of what happens. So I pay 50. I'm not paying $150 for a haircut, but I probably swore I wasn't gonna pay 50 at some point. But we here. Iceberg. Go ahead, Dre.
The most that I've ever paid for a haircut was $75. That's the most I've ever paid. My haircut now is about $45. I normally give them a $10 tip. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at like $55 now. But I'm not paying $150 for a haircut is ridiculous. That's crazy.
For now. Yeah. Iceberg.
I pay $50 every week, like clockwork. I've paid as much as $100 to make sure that I got it taken care of I didn't have an appointment and I had something to do.
Right.
Yeah, skipping the line, that's different, but just regular.
Yeah, $50 like clockwork.
Cool.
Well, I actually think he does a good job, but like $40 for a shape up for my son, I think it's crazy because I've lived long enough to understand different prices. But that is what it is. $40 for a shape up.
All right, we're gonna make these last couple quick. Why Usher talking about who's in the streets? Usher, we was cruising the streets, Usher. What we talking about? It was always cruising the streets. Am I wrong, fellas?
I've been cruising. Usher been cruising the streets for the last 30 years. He can kiss my ass with that. Who's in the street shit?
It's cruising the streets. Shout out to the JBP. I was listening to the JBP. They dropped it out with no. They got the what's the damn version? What they call
Acapella?
the acapella version, and it 100% says "cruising the streets." Like, knock it off. Usher just trying to get some streams. I respect it though. I totally respect it, Usher. The game is the game.
The news cycle.
Yeah, the game is the game.
Jay?
Nah, I'm definitely with y'all. I mean, I grew up with a bunch of old heads, so definitely cruising the streets.
Cool.
Cruising
the streets. Iceberg, real quick. That Steve Smith story went nowhere.
Nowhere.
I think Steve Smith gonna put his hands on me, man. Eventually,
but he looked like a fool. Steve Smith out here talking about wide receivers getting drafted next month. Right. Yeah, that's right. Much to do about nothing. He played himself. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yo, you ever sit in your job parking lot and be like, I could call out and go home, and they never knew I was here? I find myself in that space sometimes. Just random thoughts. Y'all ever been there? Yes or no?
Nah. Yeah. All
right, Dre. Public. Who y'all squads? Fuck it.
Damn.
Who y'all squad? NFL, NFL, NBA. I'm a Laker fan. Been a Laker fan. A Minnesota Viking fan. Iceberg.
I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan. Baseball, I go either way. I like the Orioles. I like the Yankees.
Cool.
I'm a Ravens fan, diehard. I got an Orioles hat on as well. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron James fan. So that by default, wherever he goes, I'm a Lakers fan at this point.
Jay.
I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I'm a Lakers fan, so purple and gold on that aspect. If you want to go college football, I'm a Miami and Maryland fan.
I just gotta keep going. It's supposed to be quick. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong Pats fan, lifelong Celtics fan.
Jay be like, in Little League, I like the Starburst. And I like Little League hockey. I like
so when Oregon wear the black jersey, I like Oregon.
Oh yeah. All right. I had one more. Name a beautiful woman that a lot of people find beautiful, but you don't see it's that hot.
Amber Rose.
I ain't mad at that. Cool.
See if I can come back to me because I don't.
I'm gonna say Chili from TLC. I didn't see it. She's too skinny for me. Iceberg.
Halle Berry. I'm not a fan. Not impressed. Never been.
I'm gonna go Sanaa Lathan.
I used to love Sanaa Lathan.
What?
Interesting quote that stood out to me was from Ben Affleck. He said, you don't need a million friends, you just need good ones. And that just really stuck with me. And I know it ain't part of nothing, but I just felt like I needed to say it.
That's dope.
Yeah, definitely dope shit. Quick take, real quick. Greatest R&B pen of all time is R. Kelly. I can't even front. Like, who else are we talking about right now? R.
Neo.
Kelly a babyface to me.
Neo.
But I think R might be the one. Without all the goofy shit, if we keep it a buck, that pen crazy. Iceberg.
Neo.
Oh, over cows?
No. You said R. Kelly.
Oh, okay. I just was. No, I'm saying who the top to you. If you can agree with what I'm saying. I ain't mad at the Neo take though, because he right for women and men. So I think
I'll take Neo. Yeah, I'll take Neo. I'll take Neo over R. Kelly.
Cool.
Give me. Oh, go ahead. Cool.
Chris Brown R&B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chris Brown. Just for argument's sake.
Dre.
I'm gonna go Babyface.
Jay.
Tito
Jackson is
I'm agree with you, R. Kelly, but if we gotta go somebody current that's not out, then I might say Babyface or Teddy Riley.
They're gonna say Tito Jackson. Don't nobody talk about Tito like they should. Tito pen game crazy. You know what Tito wrote?
Man, y'all ever heard El DeBarge?
Yo,
I will
Shaka wrote some R&B shit.
I will tell you this.
Big Crit wrote some R&B.
No, T-Pain got a song with Usher, Michael Jackson, and T-Pain, and they will never release it. And
it was two T-Pains on it? It was T-Pain, Usher, Michael Jackson.
T-Pain song, and it's got Michael Jackson and Usher on it, and it's fire, and they will never release it.
You heard it?
You heard it, Jay?
Never.
You said
All
it's
right.
popular.
This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 175. I got chicken fingers to make from scratch, so I got to get the fuck off here. And I got early morning. I love y'all, man.
Love
Love
you
y'all.
too. Yeah, peace.
Yeah.